morning. Ooh, it's a little chilly today. I start my walk. Okay, so I'll start up real quick. My name's Dave. Hi, and I'm bringing you guys with me as I go for my walk. It's part of my journey to get out of my almost 5-year pity party that I was in. So some of the things I like to talk about is thinking in abundance, improving your skill sets, becoming physically educated, and also just trying to be and get in shape, hence my walking. So I like to think, I've been watching a lot of these retirement channels, financially things. Some of them are like FIRE, Financially Independent, Retire Early. Now I'm 58, so that retire early part has happened. But it's not like when I think a lot of them shoot for the people that are starting earlier and they're shooting to retire in their 30s or their 40s. And I think the retirement has changed the definition, and I spoke about this the other day. Beautiful day here in Central Florida. Okay, so I've been watching these retirement channels, and some of them seems to be a big debate on when's the best time to take Social Security, at 62, 65, or 70, or whatever it is. Now, I think because my family history doesn't really make it past the 70s, I would imagine that taking Social Security at 62 is the better option, even though you get about 70% of what you would make if you waited. Now, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy on YouTube, just chatting while I'm doing my high-speed 1 mile an hour walk here with my cane. So, whatever if you're looking at it, you need to do your research and become a little bit more fiscally astute, and learn and look at what's going to be the better fit for you. If you do take it at 62 or 65, whatever it is. But for me, if I was to take it, and I'm not sure that I even qualify anymore, because there's that supposedly a 5-year gap rule, so I might not be able to get it. I don't know. I don't really want to have to depend on it. If I can take it when I'm 62, I will, because I look at it this way. Because of my present health and fitness level and everything, the chances of me living much past in my 70s, in all honesty, I don't have a really good track record in my family. So I think 62, even though I use it, is a better option. Now, when you look at also the math on it, the amount that it increases each time you wait a few more years, 62, 65 to 70 or 72 and things like that. The difference is, for the most part, depending on how the market is, you can recover that difference by taking it early, is what I've found in my rough math. Again, don't take my advice. This is not advice. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I would do. So, looking at that, I'd just rather have that money coming in. If I am able to, then I would invest it in what you will call it, ETFs, and just take the drip where it's just reinvesting the dividends. Dividends reinvested program. It's called the drip. So I would use that money to just continue growing the funds if I'm ever able to. But we'll get down that road when we get there. Now, it's funny. A lot of these investment channels, they're like, "Oh, you need $1 million now," which was, I think, it used to be the amount they would say that you need to be able to retire and live comfortably. And then it was 2 million, now 5 million, or whatever it is. Yes, the more money you have, the better. And they do like a Monte Carlo test on it to see the viability. If you're taking out that 4% rule, where you're taking out 4% adjusting for inflation, all that. And yes, the more you have, the better. But you can do that now with a lot less. There's people that are doing it with 500,000, 100,000 is kind of tough. But if you're like me and you have a VA pension or a military pension or some other type of pension, and you have that amount, now it just barely keeps up with inflation, so the costs are going to rise. So you have to look at, instead of just relying on these little programs that add maybe 1,200, 1,900, maybe 2,000 and change. I think the max, if you wait, can be just under 3,000 a month on Social Security. I don't think I would qualify for that. I think last time I looked, it was like $1,200. So there are other things you can do to earn that amount of money, and that's not as restrictive. Because, now correct me if I'm wrong, if you're on Social Security and you make over a certain amount of money, don't they start reducing your Social Security? Which I think is ridiculous if they do, because you put that money in to the system, so you should be able to get it now, no matter how much money you make. And it's like, isn't it like at one point it'll become like a dollar for dollar reduction? So I never understood that, because if you put into those years, it's supposed to be there as a aid to your retirement, not the main focus of it, the amount. So it should be just like a bonus check. But I don't know enough about it. It's just my opinion. And I believe the times that we live in, you can, whatever you want to say with your political views or whatever, and the world views and everything, and if you're listening to mass media, the news, we're about to blow each other up. But I think the time we live in is one of the best times around. Things have never been so easy for the human race. We have food in abundance. There is limitations in food on certain parts of the planet, and people are going hungry, even here in the States. But in general, we've never had such an abundance or overabundance of food. You're talking with people, countries, and companies are throwing away food every day. I wish there was a better way to get those to the people who needed it. The color. And then, as far as making money and living, even though they say the middle class is dwindling, but that's because there's no one talking about, or very few people talking about, how to change your skill sets and change your mindset into thinking the abundant way, and using the technology that's out there now, and making it work for you. Everyone's afraid of AI and everything, but you can use AI, and I mentioned it before in some of my videos, to help you and also create another revenue stream, and even businesses. You can build AI agents. AI agents are getting better and better. So you can even build whole social media channels that are all AI, either AI graphics, AI avatars, or artificial intelligence, like even people. So if you can adapt, there's a lot of money to be made. So again, that's why I don't think I'll ever, plus the other things, end up taking Social Security if they don't let me within that rule, and within that 5-year rule thing, and if I end up earning too much money. Now, because of my conditions, I'll never be able to work for another company. Nobody's going to hire me. I've already gone through that. So I have to build up my skill sets and build assets that are going to keep paying myself and paying my family. My wife needs to do the same, and I need to teach my daughter. So that's just my thoughts on all these financial things that basically are telling people a lot of, not wrong information, but information that's geared towards, working with them so that they can get your money. They're a business. They want to become your financial consultant, so they want to make things complicated as much as possible, so that you feel like you need a so-called expert to help you out. I'm finding in the books that I've been reading and everything, you don't need it. You just need to keep it simple. Get yourself some, like I'm doing, getting index funds and ETFs. Do that, and then build your skill sets. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I'm doing. And stuff. And you have to, when you watch those videos, it's like anything else. You take it with a grain of salt. Think of, why are they presenting this information in this way? Are they trying to sell you something? So just be aware of that, and if you're in the age group where you're looking at being able to take Social Security, take it in a way that makes sense for you. If your family has a history of living long and healthy lives, go ahead and wait. If not, take it, use that money, and if you don't need it, go ahead and invest it as much as you can until they start deducting or saying you make too much or whatever it is. But, use it as much as you can. Use it as a tool. Build your assets, things like that. So, in the comments, let's see. I just had an old rock song come to mind. Remember that I Can't Drive 55 song? So I can't wait to 62. So if you want to put in the comments, what year you would take Social Security, 62, 65, 70, 72, whatever it is. Go ahead and put that in the comments just to get a feel for what you all think about that, if it's even something that you're thinking about. and hopefully that'll show some people that there's so many different options, and so, and of course, that doing that as well will help the algorithm and push this out. Sorry. Oh, I almost forgot. Before I sign off here for the day, check out my shirt. It's a Dave thing. You wouldn't understand unless your name is Dave. So just another T-shirt that I have. But on that note, I will thank you for joining me. And as always, I need to get that selfie stick nose hair. Regular view. All right. You have a blessed day. God bless. Bye.